All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and I'm gonna go through this fairly quickly due to time. Let me just get where I'm trying to go. Uh-oh, I don't want to go too far. All right, so there was a lot of feedback from part one. I know a lot of people enjoyed part one, so thank y'all for coming here and seeing it live, and for the people at home for checking it out as well. I know this is a very complex topic or subject matter. I try to do my best to make it accessible, right? So that way you can pick it up. Sometimes you have to go over the video maybe once or twice, maybe even 3 times to catch all the data and do the research. You know, I don't want to just tell you what it is. I want to give you breadcrumbs, all right? So you can make it up to the mountain yourself and have your own experience with the Most High. When you come down, your face will be gleaming and glowing like Moshe. King Khan? That's the type of revelation, epiphany that we want to get. That's how you know you got to a point where you're at the pinnacle of worship. When the Most High's countenance is shining upon you and then you reflect on other people. Sometimes that's the only part of Yah that people will see. Amen. Is your reflection of Him. Ponder on that for a little bit. All right? So with part one, I've left y'all off right after what? Where did we stop at part one? Anybody?
Somebody was hating somebody.
Anybody? Where did we stop at from part one? Let me help y'all. Right here, what does this say? Right, so we know El initiates a covenant with Abraham as El Shaddai. Shaddai, we said, means what?
Almighty?
No.
God of destruction.
Destruction, deal violently with, to obstruct, to drag. Yeah, it's deep. So we see that El, the chief of the pantheon, the one that created everything, the one whose position can never be taken away. Make sure you remember that, because we're not teaching polytheism here. King Khan? We don't teach that. That's not what we teach. But simply what we want to understand is that because of what the Amorites were doing, and the divine power behind the Amorites, they had to be judged. But they were giving a period of time to get it right. And that period of time, if you look at it, was similar almost to the period of time that Israel had before the northern tribes was kicked out. It's deep. When you look at the parallels, it's deep. All right? But we're going to run through this. All right? Let's go. So before I jump into part two, there's some side notes from part one I want to get into real quick because I had took them out. Because again, this was a pretty long lecture and I had to break it up. So last night I was up editing and taking stuff out or whatever. But there were some pieces that we missed that you need to know that should have been explained in part one. But I'm going to go over it real quick because this is going to give you the best lens to view part two, all right? Now, mind you, strap up your seatbelts. It's going to be a really deep ride. There's a lot of deep information in here. Some stuff that you'll probably never even seen in the text before, because a lot of times we just run and read through the text. We don't slow down, take our time and say, whoa, what's this? Man, I didn't see that before. A lot of deep stuff. People say, Divine, what you talking about? They fighting in heaven and all of that. Okay, cool, slow down. I got you. All right, so because this is a lot, there's a part three, okay? So part three, so I want to let you know in advance. All right, so that's up to Minister Carnes. Whenever you want to schedule it, it's good because I get to give him a break because he labors all the time for you on the Sabbath, so I don't mind taking that burden, all right? King Khan? Listen, I can't go if you're not awake. Are y'all awake? Y'all here with me? Ready to rock? All right, let's go. All right, so I'm going to go through this pretty quickly, all right? The first one. All right, right here. Anybody can read that. Whoever can see that. Yeah, can anybody read that? Do I need to read that? You want to come up here and read for me?
Let pass proclaim.
You gotta say it loud. You need a mic?
Pass proclaims that El puts no trust in his holy ones, divine counsel, and that the heavens are not pure. Divine counsel of El.
Now this is deep. Where's the other mic at? I want you to get a mic. Where's it? Oh, I got it. There you go. All right. Good. Okay, there we go. All right, so Eliphaz, Job's friend, proclaims that El puts no trust in his holy ones. Divine counsel, okay, and that the heavens are not pure. Whoa. Let's get Job. Let's get Job 15, 11 to 16. It's deep.
What verse is it?
Yeah. It's deep. Okay? Now mind you, I didn't write the text. I'm just showing you what's in there. A lot of stuff we skip over. You got it? Job 15, verse 11. Did it die on you? Look at it.
Are the comforts of El too small for you? Or the word that deals gently with you? Why does your heart carry you away? And why does your eyes flash?
Keep going.
That you turn your spirit against El and bring such words out of your mouth. What is man that he can be pure, or he whom is born of a woman that he can be righteous?
You hear this?
Behold, El puts no trust in his holy one.
Slow down. Behold what?
El puts no trust in his holy one.
He don't put no trust in his holy ones.
And the heavens are not pure in his sight.
Whoa. That's deep. That's deep. Wait a second. Wait. Slow down for a second. So you remember when we was in Genesis chapter 10 and the nations were being divided and it was being delegated to the sons of El? Remember that? And remember I told you that the holy ones, they went off because the mankind decided in Genesis chapter 11 they're going to build a tower all the way up to the heavens and they're going to defy the Elohim to the point where one of them had to come down and see what's going on. And so, oh, we gotta stop this. Because whenever El takes a back seat to allow things to take care of themselves, things always get corrupted. Same thing in our lives. Because we be doing things sometimes and the Most High's like, okay, I must take a step back to see what my student does. And be quiet while the test is going on, see how he performs. Sometimes we are wrecked. We mess up. But it's his hand too short that he cannot save. All right, so look, let's keep going. Go to Job 15 and 8.
15, 18?
15 and 8.
Have you listened in the counsel of El?
Wait. Have you listened where?
In the counsel of El.
In the what?
Counsel of El.
They said there's no divine counsel though. That's what they tell me. But read that again. What does that say?
Have you listened in the counsel of El?
Have you listened in the counsel of El? Keep going.
And do you limit wisdom to yourself?
And do you limit wisdom to yourself? So now we see a situation where the Most High, or El, puts no trust in his Holy One, so something is going on. That's why I was reading you some context by doing a parallel cultural study with Ugarit. And I was showing you their mythology. And that mythology gives us some information that can plug up some of the holes in the Bible. But everything that was subscribed to by the Ugaritic culture is not exactly what the Israelites subscribe to. Make sure we understand that. But it does provide some context. So when we see certain things like he don't trust his holy ones, but they rocking with him all the time. They up there in the heavenly realm. He don't trust them. And because he don't trust them, the heavens are not pure in his sight. That's deep. That means you got to do some renovation up there. Oh, yeah. Oh, somebody. Oh, y'all getting it. And it's a divine counsel of El. Now, I didn't make that up. Do y'all think I made that up? Y'all think I snuck that in all your Bibles and updated them from a remote server somewhere? So when y'all pull it up, you're like, oh, that's what it says. I didn't write that. Hey, don't get mad at the messenger. I'm just conveying information. So, let's do this. Because while I'm doing this, I need y'all to pull out your phones, right, and go to your Bible app because there's going to be a couple of words we're going to look at that's really going to change the course of what we know of the text. I'm telling you, this is deep stuff. All right? So let me move past this. So I just want to give you this some context. We're going to run through them. Now read this. What does this say?
Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh fights against Yam and Baal.
He fights them? That's interesting. Let's go to Job 26 and 12. Because now you're going to understand the symbolism and what everything represents within its ancient Near Eastern context. Read that.
By his power, he stilled the sea.
Wait, by his power, he what?
Stilled the sea.
Okay, keep going.
By his understanding, he shattered Rahab.
So, by his what?
Power,
he did what?
Stilled the sea.
Now, what's that word for sea there? Y'all should know this.
There you go.
Somebody said it. No. You can look it up. That's what I told you. It's an open book test.
Yeah.
So we on Job chapter 26. and verse 12.
Yeah.
Yam. Now remember, Yam was personified as what? The deity of the sea? So the sea was known to be chaotic and, tumultuous, where things would just be cast to and fro. And it's like, who can control the sea?
Yeah.
And you remember, Baal fought Yam, because Baal challenged Yam because he was enthroned. And now you have a picture. Just think about it. If you ever look out in the sea and it's a stormy day, that's Baal fighting Yam. Deep. See the lightning striking and the rain's coming down and the sea's getting crazy. This is what they saw. So they personified these elements into a myth in order to explain what's going on in the earthly realm that's been reflected from the heavenly realm. It's deep. It's deep. So you said that he did what? Let's go through this again real quick.
By his powers, he stilled the sea.
By his powers, he still. So what's that word for still there in Hebrew? Somebody just said calm. Now you gotta look it up.
Yeah, 12, 26 and 12.
The word therefore, you said still. What is that word? Raga. What does that mean? To disturb. To stir up, to disturb something, right? So there's some kind of interaction.
To toss violently and suddenly.
Whoa! To do what?
Toss violently and suddenly.
To toss violently and suddenly. I'm trying to give y'all some visualization here.
The word raga.
Raga, Raga, and it means to disturb, to do what? So in order for you to get the rest, there has to be some kind of, what was that you said? Disturbance. Okay, and then what about the second part? About the storm. That word there for storm is what? The word rahab. It means storm. But then it's the word that's come prior to that is mahas, which means to do what? You said break up? It really means to wound severely. So how do you wound the storm severely? Unless there's some kind of battle going on and the storm represents one thing and something else is going on. Wow. Deep. I didn't write that. Move forward. Now read this.
First time El Elyon is mentioned is in connection to Melchizedek.
So the first time that phrase, that epithet El Elyon is mentioned is in reference to who?
Melchizedek.
Melchizedek. Now that's interesting because remember, Melchizedek went and interfaced with who? Abraham, right?
Yes.
Okay, get Genesis chapter 14.
Yes, he did.
So there's something called a law of first reference when it comes to your exegetical studies, and sometimes you get a precedent that's set based on your first time encountering a word, an idiom, a character, whatever, okay? So read Genesis 14:18.
And Melchizedek, king of Salem.
Now mind you, this happened after what? What did Abraham do prior to this? He went to war, right?
Yes. To get Lot and everybody else.
Okay. So now we have a situation where Abraham just went to war because he was trying to do what?
Rescue.
Get low, right? And he went to war with kings.
Right.
And then now we got a situation where now Melchizedek comes on the scene and encounters him. Keep going.
King of Salem brought out bread and wine.
Well, that's deep, but we're not going to get into that today. Keep going.
And he blessed him and said.
He blessed him and said, bless who? Abram.
Blessed be Abram by El Most High.
Wait, so he gave him a blessing.
Yes.
He had to be purified and cleansed.
Yes.
On behalf of El Elyon. But who's the El Elyon at this time? Is it El? Must be El Shaddai.
Yes.
Because that's who encountered or who Abraham interacted with, correct?
Right.
So keep going.
Blessed be Abram by El Elyon, possessor of heaven and earth. And blessed be El Elyon, who has delivered your enemies into your hand.
Deep. Already foreshadowing something that's about to come. So now El did interact at some point. It's deep. And then he gave the enemies into his hand. This is something that we're going to see, a theme that happens constantly. So Abraham was blessed. And now if you look at this, After this is Genesis 14, then the Most High says him to walk uprightly before me.
Yes.
Then he tells him to do circumcision. All this other stuff starts coming after he gets blessed by Melchizedek. That's deep because that's the priest that interacted with him, showed him the game, and now Abraham took that information and he passed it down. That's deep. Because remember I read for you before that his son Isaac, Most High said to him, I want you to keep the statutes, laws, and commandments like your father did. Where did he learn it from? Oh, the high priest of El Elyon schooled him, put him on the game. And that's when the sacrifice was done, and it's deep, man. All of that happened after his interaction with Melchizedek. But now we see that Melchizedek is the first time El Elyon is mentioned. So it's interesting when we look at David, and I'm going further along, read Psalm 110 and 46.
46 or 4 through 6?
I'm sorry, 4 through 6.
All right. YHWH has sworn and would not change his mind.
Okay, so now, Psalm 110 is being written by who? David. No, we think it's David. It's not David. That's what Christianity teaches.
Who is it?
It may be Asaph, or maybe somebody's a choir director or whatever. That's the background. That's what it says, the Lord said to my Lord. But keep going, because now he's talking about, this person is talking about David. Keep going.
YHWH has sworn and will not change his mind. You are a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek.
You are a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. So now an induction is taking place. David is now being inducted into the order of Melchizedek. That's deep because prior to him, Abraham went to war and a priest came and blessed Abraham because he was given victory over his enemies. And the Most High, at that time, El Shaddai, was working through him. That's interesting. Now we get to David, and now he's a priest after the order of Melchizedek. That's interesting because then in the text it said David's sons was Kohanim. His sons were also priests. This is deep. I ain't making this stuff up. You can go back and fact check me. And then keep reading.
The master is at your right hand.
The master is at your right hand. That's interesting. Right hand in Hebrew means what? As far as the Indian is concerned. Power, right? Authority, right? Keep going.
He will shatter kings on the day of his wrath.
Slow down. So now it's saying that the master, which is the creator or the Most High, is at your right hand. He's your power, and he's using you to do what?
Shatter kings on the day of his wrath.
Keep going.
He will execute judgment among the nations, filling them with corpses. He will shatter chiefs over the wide earth.
That's verse 6? Okay, awesome. So now we're seeing a connection there. I will go further into this, but I did it in an old lecture. You can go back and check it out. It's called Capital Punishment, Human Sacrifice for the Atonement of Sin in the Bible. Go back and check that out. Go more in depth into the Melchizedek order. But I want to bring this out because the first time El Elyon is mentioned is when Abraham encounters Melchizedek. After Abraham goes to war. Because remember, El Shaddai means the one that did violently with. This is not something, soft Sunday morning type. This is real. It's deep. And then you got a connection to David, who's now a priest after the order of Melchizedek. He's being inducted into the order. This is why David didn't die when he went to get the showbread. That's deep. We're not going to get into that. Should have been dead. But he did. He lived. Well, he was inducted into a priesthood that was greater than a Levitical order. Okay, so let's keep moving. It's deep. Let's go to the next one. Read that.
YHWH appears to Abraham as a man.
Wait, what? Read that again.
YHWH appears to Abraham as a man.
He appears to Abraham as a man? Wow, we're seeing a lot of stuff going on here. It's deep. Let's get Genesis chapter 18, verse 1.
And YHWH appeared to him by the oaths of memory as he sat at the door of his tent in the heat of the day.
Now, this is deep. Listen to this.
He lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, 3 men.
Wait, 3 gods.
3 men.
Is that somebody get in there and see if that word is really man in here? Let's confirm that.
So the ESV says man.
No, I'm just saying, let's confirm that in Hebrew.
Oh, you want to go to that?
Yeah, jump in the lexicon, let's confirm that. The word ish is there, right? Oh, so we're talking about a man. This is called a theophany. So YHWH transformed into a man. That's deep. Really? Did he really transform into a man, or is something else going on there that we don't know just yet? Okay, let's get verse 10.
You want me to?
Just read 10. You can go back, read 10.
YHWH said.
Wait, YHWH said what?
I will surely return to you about this time next year. And Sarah, your wife, shall have a son. And Sarah was listening at the tent door behind him.
Okay, now he's talking now. So he came and he appeared as a man, and now he's talking, and he's giving prophecy. Steve, go to verse 13.
YHWH said to Abraham, why did Sarah laugh and said, shall I indeed bear a child now that I am old? Is anything too hard for YHWH?
Is anything too hard? So YHWH is talking to Abraham and Sarai and says, is anything too hard for me? He said, as a man, this is deep. Y'all missing this. Y'all missing this. How do you do that? It's deep. Okay, let's get to verse 16.
Then the men set out from there.
Then who?
The men set out from there.
The men, keep going.
And they looked down towards Sodom. And Abraham went with them to set them on their way. YHWH said, shall I hide from Abraham what I am about to do? Seeing that.
Wait. So some kind of counsel's going on here. Wait, slow down. So how was YHWH as a man talking to two other men that was with him and saying, should I do something? This is deep. Y'all missing this. It's deep. How is this possible? Yo, that's the creator asking somebody else, yo, should I do so-and-so, so-and-so? What you think about that? It's interesting, because, we kind of talked to Moshe similarly, right? I said, destroy the children of Israel. Moses, wait a second, hold on, yo. Remember when you said A, B, and C? Oh, okay, gotcha, all right. Good looking, Moshe. Keep going, man.
And they were,
Is that 16 or 10?
That's 16 now.
Yeah, I just read 17.
Okay, keep going, go to 18.
I'm on 18. Seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations on the earth shall be blessed in him. For I have chosen him, that he may command his children and his household after him to keep the way of YHWH.
To keep the way. No. Just faith, bro. Just believe. No. You got to keep the way. It's a path. And you're equipped with things in order to make that journey to the final destination. Keep going.
By doing righteousness and justice.
By believing, man.
By doing righteousness
this
and
faith
justice.
That he is.
By doing righteousness.
I don't know what he's reading right now.
And justice.
That's what I was taught. Just believe. Abraham just believed and that was it. And it was counted as righteousness. That's it. What? That's not what the text says. Keep going.
So that YHWH may bring to Abraham what he has promised him.
Wait, so now this is crazy. YHWH is talking in third person about himself. This is deep. Yeah. Something's going on here. This is interesting. Keep going.
Then YHWH said, because the outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and their sin is very grave, I will go down to see whether they have done altogether.
Wait, he has to walk there? Man. This is deep stuff, bro. Wait, he has to go there to see it. Wait, can't you see everything from where you at? No. He has to go there personally. This is deep. Sometimes in your life, God has to show up and manifest himself. Yes. Text says in the book of Hebrews, it says that be wary of strangers because some of them are what? Angels. They could be messengers. And you never see that person again. I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm just telling you these encounters do happen. It's deep. Sometimes you got to show up directly to give you a word, to make a breakthrough, and you never see or hear this person from this person ever again. How many of you have experienced something like that? It's deep. Keep going.
According to the outcry that has come to me, and if not, I will know.
When you cry out to Yah, this is how personal he gets with the situation. He has to come down and deal with it himself. You just got to get out the way. Where verse you at?
Down, that was 21.
Okay, keep going. Go to 22.
So the men turned from there and went toward Sodom. But Abraham still stood before YHWH.
Now remember, they also ate food.
Yeah.
It's deep. Wait, so YHWH eating food? As a man? Yo, this is deep, yo. Something's going on here. I ain't going to tell y'all just yet. Let's go to verse 33.
And YHWH went his way when he had finished speaking to Abraham, and Abraham returned to his place.
So he went his way. So they got to travel now. It's deep. And then when you read the story about Lot, him there, you see them come to him at the gate, and he goes. So what Lot did correctly was that he showed hospitality when they were at the gate. That was a custom that was known in the ancient Near East, that if somebody comes to the gate of the city, you greet them. You bring them to your house, you feed them, make sure they're clothed and they're well. But the main reason why Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed was because of a lack of hospitality.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Isaiah speaks about it, right? Y'all just looking at me. Y'all should know the text. Go back and research it for yourself. Steve, one of the prophets speak about it. So look, when we see YHWH mentioned in here, it's a what? An anachronism for El Shaddai, because when we get into the book of Shemot or Exodus, YHWH clearly says that I was known to your forefathers as what?
El Shaddai.
El Shaddai. That's interesting, because then in the Psalms, David says that YHWH was known to the patriarchs, but that's different, it's deep. We're not going to get into sexual criticism and all that other stuff yet. But this is interesting to see that YHWH appears as a man. This is going to make sense as we move further, all right? All right, now, this is deep. Watch this.
Jacob, you want me to read?
Yeah, go ahead.
Jacob sees the stairway.
He sees the stairway
in which messengers of Elohim ascend and descend in a dream, and YHWH spoke to him.
Now, this is really deep. So a lot of you know about Jacob's ladder, right? You hear about that all the time. Well, that word ladder is a bad translation. That's called a gloss, right? So that means we impose a particular term over a word that really didn't make any sense during that time period. So I'll give you an example of that. The word sefer or sefer means what?
Scroll.
We say, thank you, who said that? We say book, but books didn't exist at that time.
That's right.
That's called a gloss.
There you go.
Linguistic gloss. So all right, so look, so now, Genesis chapter 28, verse 12. It's deep. Read that.
And he dreamed.
And
behold, there was a ladder set up on the earth.
Wait, no, it wasn't a ladder. It was a what? Stairway. Stairway. Keep going.
Set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven.
Wait, the top of this stairway reached to heaven, okay.
And behold, the angels of El were ascending and descending on it.
Take the word angels out, put messengers.
I'm sorry. Okay. And behold, the messengers of El were ascending and descending.
So the messengers of El was going up and down this stairway. In a dream, the text said, right? Keep going.
And behold, YHWH stood above it.
Wait, so YHWH stood above it.
And said.
What did he say? So if he sees the stairway, YHWH is all the way at the top.
I am YHWH, the El of Abraham.
Wait. So is he telling Jacob that I'm YHWH?
Yeah.
Is he saying that?
Yes.
So he's contradicting himself in the book of Exodus?
Yeah.
When he said they didn't know me as YHWH?
Right.
No, he's not contradicting himself.
Steve, look at that. That's why textual criticism is necessary. People are always trying to knock me sometimes for that. But when you understand textual criticism, you can make sense of why these things are occurring. There's different signatures as far as stylistic differences in regards to the text. And it's formulated in a particular way. But we'll get into that other time. So he's telling him, I'm who?
YHWH, the El of Abraham your father and the El of Isaac.
Okay.
The land on which you lie, I will give to you and to your offspring. Your offspring shall be like the dust of the earth, and you shall spread abroad to the west and to the east and to the north and to the south. And in you and your offspring shall all the families of the earth be blessed. Behold, I am with you and will keep you wherever you go.
I am with you and will keep you,
wherever you go.
Just a quick question. So messenger and angel, they're not one and the same? Or
not necessarily. That's because of that's the Western take on this word angel. It should be messenger.
Okay.
Angel has a different kind of connotation to it. Okay. You should say messenger. Messenger is more correct, right? Okay. Keep going. Now messenger can be earthly, it could be something ethereal, supernatural, whatever the case may be. It's just context, right? Keep going.
And will bring you back to this land, for I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you.
Okay, so now he's saying, I'm going to keep you, and then I'm going to bless the nations through you, and I'm going to give you and your seed this land. Okay, keep going.
Then Jacob awoke from his sleep and said,
Wait, so he awoke from his sleep after he seen the stairway. YHWH at the top of the stairway. It's interesting that he's at the top of the stairway. You're going to find something out deep. What did he say? Keep going.
Surely YHWH is in this place.
Surely he's here.
And I did not know it.
Wait, so it's a dream, but it's actually taking place. It's deep. In the dream, he was able to see something supernatural that the natural eye couldn't see, and then he identified it once he got back to his consciousness. Keep going.
And he was afraid and said, how awesome is this place?
How awesome is this place?
Yeah.
This is none other than the house of El.
Whoa, wait. The house of El. Bethel means the house of, so he said, yo, this place is the house of El. And there's a stairway that goes up. And this is the portal in which these messages go up and come down. And then I saw YHWH at the top of this thing. This is deep. Keep going.
And this is the gate of heaven.
What? You said he said what?
This is the gate of heaven.
The gate of heaven. Now look, this is deep. Let me get into it. The gate, we think the gate is like really at the bottom of the earth, but there's no physical gate there. So the gate that he could be talking about has to be something he saw up there.
Yeah.
So he sees a gate there. He sees messengers getting access in and access out of that gate. And YHWH is at the top where the gate is at. But YHWH is at the gate. Wow, this is deep. He's at the gate. He's not on the other side of the gate. He's at the gate. And he's speaking from where the gate is at, down the stairway, and Yaakov is seeing this in his dream. He wakes up. Man, this is an awesome thing. So keep going.
So early in the morning, Jacob took the stone that he had put under his head.
Slow down. Listen to this closely. After you have an encounter with Yah, and you see how awesome this is, and you have reverence, what did he do?
And set it up for a pillar and poured oil on top of it.
He poured a libation? Wait, he's not a priest though, right? Is he a priest?
No.
People say only a priest could do that. People say that, only the priest is allowed, but he did that. You know, Paul says in Romans chapter 15:4, whatsoever things written aforetime was written for our learners, so that we through the patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Keep going.
He called the name of that place Bethel. But the name of the city was Luz at the first.
Was Luz. So it was first called Luz, and then they changed the name to Bethel, which we're going to see happens much later. But Luz is we said that's the gate of heaven? Yep. With a stairway coming up and down? So just for reference, check out this map, right? Hallelujah. This is Bethel right here, which is to the east of Ai, which is north of Mizpah. Right here, which is north of Jerusalem. This is the gate of heaven is right here. There's a stairway right here where messengers come up and down. But watch this. You see that? That's how it looks. Sometimes the most unassuming, aesthetic things is where the great, awesome things happen. Sometimes people look down on you because you may not look the part. You may not do the part. You may not even be the part. Because Yah's around you. People that got eyes to see will show favor on you. That's deep. I'm just saying. Some of y'all got that. Go back to the map. Go back to the map? Okay, we're back to the map. It's right here. So if you don't want to go to where the stairway of heaven is and the gates of heaven, just go to Bethel. We'd love to make a trip there soon. I'm going to go check that out. Okay? As well as Gehenna or Benjamin, like the place that they call hell. I'm going to go check that place out too, take some selfies. So I'm going to go right to hell, get some pictures, and I'm going to go right to the gate of heaven and take some pictures. That's deep. I know people listen to, oh, you bugging out. No, I'm just telling you what the text says. I'm just reading what the text says. I didn't make this up. So you can go to heaven and hell right there. All right, let's go. All right, so look, that's the end of the side note. So this is the context that you get in part 1. We're going to get through a couple of slides in part 2, and then I'm going to let y'all go, all right? Is this okay?
Then you have to go back.
Go back? Which one to go back to?
No,
This picture?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to see heaven? There you go. That's where the stairway to heaven is, right there somewhere. But you got to lay down and have a dream first. And you can see this thing. You can't see it with the natural eye, but if somebody walked right past it, they won't even know they're walking past the gate of heaven. That's deep. Stairway going right up there. It's deep. So as soon as he had that encounter, what was the first thing he did? Took a stone that he slept on, set it up as a pillar, pour libation on it. That's an ancient custom, man. That's deep. When you encounter the Most High, that's how you pouring yourself out. You emptying yourself to show that you're not worthy so he can come and fill you.
Amen.
It's deep. It's deep. Even Paul said that he feels that he's poured out as what? As a drink offering. All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes and let's get y'all up out of here. All right, read that.
Moshe flees Egypt into Midian. He marries the daughter of the Midianite high priest.
Okay, so now we fast forward. So now Yaakov, he goes into the land of Egypt by way of his son Yosef. 70 of them go in. They multiply, right? They're oppressed according to the text. And then now we have a situation with Moshe. He's, they was going to kill all the Hebrew boys. And Moshe is sent down the river by his mom. And they take him into the house of Pharaoh by Pharaoh's daughter. They raise him up. And then he winds up killing somebody and then has to flee. Okay? So I'm fast forwarding the story. All right? And y'all should know this, right?
Right.
Y'all know this. All right. So I ain't got to say no more. All right. So he marries the daughter of the Midianite high priest Jethro. So wait. If we go back to Midian himself, Midian came from who? Who was his father?
Abraham.
So the Midianites were Hebrews.
Right.
Say that again?
Man, that's deep.
Yes.
Midian's father was who? And his mother was who? Keturah.
That's right.
So he's a Hebrew. So that means Midian would have been circumcised and he would have been circumcised in his children. It's deep. Because, after Moshe gets the revelation, he all excited, he got to go ask permission first. Hey, Jethro, can I go back and do this thing? Yeah, go ahead and do it. Jethro don't even know what he's talking about. Yeah, go ahead, I don't care, go ahead and do it. And he's running to do it. And his wife, Zipporah, she has to take a flint knife and cut the foreskin of their son because Moses said, I'm going to kill you, Moses.
Yes.
That's deep.
Yes.
This was already a custom amongst the Midianites because they're Hebrews.
Yes.
I think y'all missing it. That's deep. So when you see that situation there, Moshe just rushing out after he just had a child. Probably on the 8th day was about to close, and she had to cut his foreskin and toss it over there by where Moshe is and say, you're a man of blood. It goes a little deeper than that, but I'm just trying to show you that they were Hebrews.
Yes.
So circumcision on an infant was something that was normal to them. So just because you get a call from the Most High does not mean you neglect your family in the process.
That's right.
Just because you get a call from the Most High doesn't mean you neglect the small things.
Yes. Hallelujah.
It's called discipline,
Yes. Hallelujah.
self-control,
Yes.
order.
Yes. All of that.
Deep. All right. So while in Midian, he has an encounter with who? The messenger of YHWH. And YHWH reveals that he is El Shaddai. So this is deep. So now before we see YHWH is appearing to him as a man to Abraham. It's deep. And then YHWH is at the top of the stairway where the gate is at. He's on the outside of the gate. That's deep. And now a messenger. Go to Exodus chapter 3, verse 1. Let's get through this real quick.
Now Moses was keeping the flock of his father-in-law Jethro, the priest of Midian.
Okay.
And he led his flock to the west side of the wilderness and came to Horeb, the mountain of El.
Okay.
And
Wait. He came to Horeb, which was the what?
Mountain of El.
The mountain. Wait. Go look up that word there. Look up this word. Now I'm going to show you some stuff in the book of Exodus that you've probably never seen before.
Mountain.
Wait, so he went to the mountain of El? Wait, so El has a mountain? Deep.
All belong to him.
It's deep.
The whole earth belongs to him.
Yeah, that's a fact, according to Dawid, but something more particular is going on here. So it says what? He went to where? And Moshe haya ro'eh et son yitro hoteno kohen Midian wayin hagit hasan ahar hamidbar yabo el har ha Elohim ha reba. So look, watch this. It's deep. Something there. I don't know if y'all caught that in Hebrew. So look at this. So it says that Moses is tending the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, right? The priest of Midian. And he was leading the flock around, and he came to the mountain of Ha Elohim. Now, let's slow down for a second. Slow down. A lot of places we see that word Elohim, right? Elohim. Now we see the definite article prefix to the word Elohim. Why is that? Deep. Ha-Elohim is the real divine council. That's deep. And that's the mountain in which they convene on. It's deep. No, this is deep, man. I'm getting serious. Ha-Elohim is referring to the powers. Not just powers or, something that can go majestic plural, all that fun stuff. No, the powers. He's going to the mountain where these powers convene on the mountaintop. And because he's close to this, some kind of phenomenon occurs. Go to verse 2.
And the messenger of YHWH.
So the messenger of YHWH
appears to him in a flame of fire out of the midst.
Appears to him in a flame of fire out of the midst. Go ahead.
Of a bush.
He
looked, and behold, the bush was burning, yet it was not consumed.
Slow down. So now we know the messenger of YHWH is always visualized as flame of fire. So that doesn't necessarily mean that the actual bush was burning per se, but this is the sight that he saw when this entity manifested itself. Keep going.
And Moses said, I will turn aside to see this great sight.
So now who's in the middle of the bush?
The messenger.
The messenger, right? But keep going.
Why the bush is not burned. When YHWH saw that he...
Wait. Slow down. Wait. So you said the messenger was there. But now we're saying when YHWH saw that he what?
Saw that he turned aside to see. El called to him out of the bush.
Wait. It's deep. It's deep. So the messenger is there in the bush. He turned to go see this great sight. And when YHWH saw that he saw the burning bush, then who called out?
Elohim.
Elohim called out?
El Shaddai.
This is deep. What verse you on?
What's it? Verse 4.
Verse 4. It's interesting. So Yahweh. So when Yahweh saw that he turned to look, then he called to him. Who? Elohim. Now we don't see the word Ha-Elohim here, we just say Elohim. So Elohim could be representative of just one entity, maybe a host of other lower or lesser beings with that entity, but Ha-Elohim is more specific as it's talking about the great powers. So y'all think I'm making stuff up. I don't be making stuff up. I see these things and I try to point it out.
Great power or powers?
Powers. Plural, right? But we know there's one greater than all those powers. When we went into the 3 different tiers, remember we went into that? So Ha-Elohim would be the top tiers, and the Elohim would be underneath the top tiers, because now this is the messenger now.
Ron,
But yes.
is it because Moshe turned to see the messenger that Elohim called him back from looking
No, it said he called him from in the midst.
side of it?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Are you following? So Moshe, what did Moshe say when he saw that?
So Elohim called out of the bush, Moshe, and he said, here I am. Then he said, do not come near. Take your sandals off your feet, for the place on which you are standing is holy ground.
So wait a second, the messenger is in the bush. Moses turned to look. YHWH, when he saw that he did that, then Elohim called him from in the middle of the bush. So Elohim is the messenger of YHWH, they one and the same.
Yes.
But then he says something to Moshe, whoa, slow down. You can't just walk up on here and clean like that. Take your sandals off. Now it's going to be deep. When we get to Joshua, it's deep. When we get to Joshua, we're going to see something that's parallel to this. It's deep. It's heavy. All right, where you at? What verse?
What's this, verse 6?
Okay, keep going.
And he said, I am El of your father, the El of Abraham,
So
the El of Isaac.
he says, Anoki Elohei. Abikai. So Elohei is the masculine plural common, but it's also the construct form because it depends on Abikai. Ka is the suffix for your, and Abi means father. My father, your father, Eve is there, right? So it says that I am the power of your father, the power of Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, we Elohei Yaakov. And when this happened, it says Moses hid his face, right? So he was afraid to look upon who? No. It says, watch this. Moshe Pano Ki Yare Mehabit El Ha Elohim.
Oh, yeah. The main power. He couldn't look at
You see, so he's talking to the messenger. Messenger's there talking to him. He's called Elohim from in the bush. But something else is going on there where he couldn't even look up. He had to look down. He had to hide his face. He was witnessing something that was an unexplained phenomenon that was just too wonderful for him. See, Ha Elohim. So look at the play on words. Angel, or not angel, messenger of YHWH, El, Ha Elohim, Elohim. This is not there by accident. The way this is structured is there purposely. Okay, keep going. I don't want to hold you up too long.
Then YHWH said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people who are in Egypt, and have heard their cry because of their taskmasters. I know their suffering, and I have come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up out of the land to a good and broad land, a land flowing with milk and honey, to the place of the Canaanites, the Hittites, and the Amorites, the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites. And now behold, the cry of the people of Israel have come to me.
Now wait, slow down. Remember the same cry was going out from Sodom and Gomorrah?
Yep.
And then he says, well, I got to go there now because they crying out. So now we see this power saying the same thing. You got to go there personally, handle business. Keep going.
And I have also seen the oppression from which the Egyptians oppressed them. Come, I will send you to Pharaoh that ye may bring my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt.
Now slow down. What verse you at?
11.
Where's Moses at? Midian. Keep going.
But Moses said to El, who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring them?
Wait. What verse you at?
11.
11? And you said Moses said to who? No. Moshe El Ha Elohim. So wait. So something's going on here. The Ha Elohim is there. Elohim is there in the bush, who's the messenger of YHWH. And now Moses is speaking. It's like he's speaking here, speaking there, speaking. It's a lot going on there. Keep going. I just want to make sure you see these things. You can go back and research it yourself. Keep going.
Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the children of Israel out of Egypt?
He said, who am I?
He said, but I will be with you, and this shall be the sign for you, that I have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you shall serve Elohim on this mountain.
Slow down. Watch this. Where you at? What verse was that?
That was verse 12.
Verse 12. Watch this. Let's get to verse 12. So it says here, it'll be a sign that I sent you, right, when they're coming out of Egypt, right? And when you have brought the people, it says, Ha'am, the people, Min Misraim, out of Egypt, Ta Abdun, it Ha Elohim, Al Hahar, Hazeh. So look at this. So when you bring the people out, it's going to be a sign that I'm telling you I'm who I am. And then when you get back here, you're going to serve the divine council. That's what it says with Ha Elohim. So once this action takes place now, Moses is going to be in perpetual servitude to Ha Elohim. Not just Elohim, this messenger that's there, but Ha Elohim. He's going to have to be accountable to the divine powers that's there on the top of the mountain who come down to convene. This is deep. This is deep. I'm not making this up. Go to Exodus 6 and 2. Well, actually, where you at? You was at 12?
Yeah, that was 12.
I go to 13.
All right. Then Moses said to Elohim, if I come to the people...
So wait, so he said this to the Elohim. Keep going.
If I come to the people of Israel and say to them, the El of your fathers has sent me to you, and they add to me, what is his name? What shall I say to them? Elohim said to Moses, says, I am who I am.
Keep going.
And he said this to the people of Israel, I am has sent me to you.
So I am has sent me to you. Keep going.
Elohim also said to Moses, say this to the people of Israel. YHWH.
Wait. So I am has said this to you, right? And then, what else on top of that?
YHWH. The El of your father.
The what?
El of your father.
What verse you at?
15.
15. Elohim El Moshe. So he said to Moshe, say to the children of Israel that Yahweh Elohei Abo Techem. So now he's saying that I am the power of your fathers. The power Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Way Elohei Yaakov. It's interesting. And what did he say? He said that YHWH is what? His name forever.
Yes.
And it's a memorial, zikri, a memorial to all generations. That name is a memorial to all generations. Not I am. Somebody got quiet. All right. So look, Exodus 3:16. Go and gather together the elders of Israel and say to them that Yahweh Elohei Abotekem of your fathers has appeared to me, Elohei Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, Lemor, saying, surely I have visited you and have done what you've seen in Egypt. Go to 6 and 2.
Elohim spoke to Moses and said to him, I am YHWH.
Okay.
I appeared to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob as El Shaddai.
Wait, so I appeared to them as El Shaddai.
But my name, YHWH, I did not make myself known to them.
So wait, so did they not know the name or did they not know his character?
They didn't know his character.
Deep. Wow. Y'all following, man. Y'all sharp. Sharp as tools in the shed. All right, keep going. Is that it for 16? Yeah. All right, go to 6 and 2. So we
That was
forward.
No, that was. I just read 6 and 2.
No? Oh, that was 6 and 2?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. All right, let's move forward. Let's hurry up. So watch this. Read that.
YHWH came from Seir to Mount Haran.
Wait, so YHWH came from a specific location somewhere? What? Ain't nobody taught me that in church before. What you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? Get Deuteronomy 33 and 2.
He said, YHWH came from Sinai.
Wait, YHWH came from Sinai,
And dawned from Seir.
and dawned from Seir.
Upon us. He shone forth from Mount Haran.
So wait, all three of these locations have to be in the same area. So how do you get Mount Sinai and the Sinai Peninsula, but yet it's known archaeologically that Seir is in northwest Arabia, near the Transjordan region? How does that work? Unless they want us to look in the wrong place so we don't find no evidence. Do it!
Yeah.
That's just me saying it. Don't tell nobody I said that to you. Keep going. What else say?
He came from the 10,000s of holy ones.
Wait, he came with 10,000 holy ones.
With flaming fire at his right hand.
Interesting. I would read the rest to you. But it says he came from where? Seir? Go to Judges 5:4-5. Uh-huh.
4 and 5.
Uh-huh. 4 to 5. Uh-huh.
YHWH, when you went out from Seir.
Wait, he went out from where?
Seir.
Uh-huh.
When you marched from the region of Edom.
From where?
Edom.
From where?
Edom.
Wait, so he was on the mountain where the Edomites was at? Yo, this is deep, son. Whoa. Wait a second. So wait, so the Edomites living in this area, they're by this mountain, and YHWH is right there on the top of the mountain. So maybe, was the Edomites actually serving him? Possibly as one of the many deities, because the Edomites also have a patron deity themselves. This is deep, but this is where YHWH was from. And remember, you got to understand that it was believed that once you get to the peak of the mountain and look down, you can see clouds. It's deep. And they believe that the top of the mountain is where the deities will come and they will convene. And then there will be a throne there with other deities around this throne. It's deep. It's called mountaintop theology. When you go and study it, it's heavy. It's something that is a theme that's all throughout ancient Near Eastern culture. Okay, so we see what's it at. It says Edom is there, right?
The reign of Edom. Yeah.
So Edomites is chilling there, and on this mountain is YHWH. Keep going.
And the earth trembled, and the heavens dropped. Yes, the clouds dropped water. The mountains quaked before YHWH. Even Sinai before YHWH.
This is deep.
The Elohim of Israel.
The Elohim of Israel. So we see the waters drop and the earthquake when he spoke, when he appears. So think about this vision. Anytime there's an earthquake or the earth shakes, wow, there's rain coming down, this is, in their mind, what they personified to be going on. He's speaking. Are you listening? Okay, Steve, let's get past this. All right, this is a quick side note. I'm gonna make it really fast, I promise. Because this lecture that I'm giving you right now was part of a bigger lecture. It's like a 6-part series. But that's too much. I can't give you all 6 parts. That's up to Minister Carnes, but I'm gonna try to truncate it, right? The original name of the patron deity of Israel. Now, this is from my personal research. I'm not telling everybody to subscribe to this or believe this or whatever the case may be. But the reason why I'm giving you the side note is because it helps to pinpoint the ethnogenesis of the Israelites in the archaeological field, which helps to give you more concrete data to support or anchor your particular belief. So from my position, there's 2 points that I make. It's really more than that, but I'm only sharing 2 points. In order for me to try and discern what the original name was before it developed as they're going in the land, as certain situations pan out, as the monarchy rises and the priesthood along with the monarchy, and as there becomes a national. It was no longer an ancestral familial, what they call a cult or a belief amongst the people, but now it came onto the national scene, and therefore the scribes and the monarch, they transition the name. So that way they can put more emphasis on what we learn later is that YHWH is El Elyon. It's deep. Because if you look at the word YHWH, it is a verb with a prefix. That's deep. But if you look at YHWH, it is a root in itself. It's not a verb. This is deep. But I'm not going to get into that here, but I'm going to give you my 2 points. The theophoric prefix Yahu, because what names in Hebrew has a theophoric prefix, which is Yahu, or Jeho. Maybe that may be more familiar. Jehoshaphat, somebody named Jehu, Yahushua, that's a prefix, right? Theophoric prefix. The deity's name is in there. And then some attribute is being invoked when you call that name. It's deep. That's why names is very important. And the suffix Yahu, Yeshayahu, Eliyahu, those are suffixes with the term Yahu in it. It's indicative of a familial tradition passed down through generations. At the YHWH became the patron deity of the Israelites. After the ethnogenesis of the Israelites from the Transjordan, Northwest Arabian Shashu peoples. When you get into the realm of onomastics, which is mean the study of names, you'll be able to see these things. And there's research behind it. I'm just going to give you references. I'm not going to go deep into it. And also the Shashut of YHWH is attested in 2 Egyptian reliefs. This is the earliest reference to the patron deity of Israel and predates the Israelite monarchy. When you learn about the ethnogenesis of the Israelites, where they came from, according to the archaeological data, and when we read in the text, you'll see that they were considered part of the Shashu peoples. Shashu peoples also consisted of the Edomites. And where the Edomites were. Remember, when Moshe encountered YHWH, it was a little bit south of Seir. That's where he came from to speak to him. It's deep. That's where the High Elohim was at. That's deep.
All right.
Yes.
Real quick. So then some of the Egyptians as well had some kind of connection to.
No, well, there's 2 reliefs, Egyptian reliefs, during the time of Amenhotep III and Ramses II that make a reference to the Shashut of YHWH.
That's what I'm getting. Okay.
So now you have the deity there and a group of people that's worshiping this deity. So the Shashut also consists of who? Edom. People talk bad about Edom, okay? Midian, and they also say maybe even Moab. This is interesting. But I'm gonna let you research that. I'll probably get into that another time and maybe a video or something like that. But I want to throw this out there because it's very interesting, the level of research that you have to do in order to understand the provenance or the origin of certain things. All right, so here's a reference here you can go back and check out. It's called Archaeology and the Shashu Nomads. Recent excavations in the Jabal Hamrat Fidan, Jordan, by Thomas E. Levy, Russell B. Adams, and Adolfo Muniz. And you can go and check this article out. Again, don't worry about it. You can go back. I'll have a video up, and I'll actually put the reference there so you don't have to write anything down right now. But this goes into the Shashu peoples, their origin, looking at grave sites and other archaeological artifacts, etc. And it'll tell you that they consisted of Edom, because the word Edom, you see what they say here, it's Edom. Why? Because when you go into some of the ancient Egyptian papyri or even war reliefs, you'll see that they make a reference to the Shashu of Edom, which is interesting because if there's a Shashu of Edom and it's by Mount Seir, and this is where the patron deity is at, this is also where Moses went to speak to this deity, where Midian was already in this area, and now YHWH is already there amongst those peoples, because Edom is also Hebrew. You know, Esau was a Hebrew. Midian was a Hebrew. And possibly Moab and Ammon. Because they also, more than likely, were circumcised because Lot was in the household of Abraham. Most High told him to circumcise you and everybody in your household. They're all Hebrews. Y'all getting quiet. Why y'all quiet? They're all Hebrews. This is why YHWH is in the area where the Hebrews is at. That's his people.
Makes sense.
Promise from Abraham, this is why he's there where the people is at. Remember when Esau, he had left from when he was at in Canaan and went here to Seir, and then the Edomites were there and they had a chiefdom. When chiefs started to rise up in that area, now Midian goes in that same region is there. Moses is also going there and the Israelites are there for some time. So YHWH is comfortable amongst his people, all the Hebrews. They just don't know who he is yet. Oh, I know. Minds are being blown. I see poof coming out, smoke coming out the ears. I understand. See, there's another reference you can go into onomastics, excuse me. The distribution of personal names in the land of Israel and Transjordan during IM2 period by Mika Golub. So what this is, it goes into the study of names. That's what onomastics is, the study of names. And they show you what I was just telling you about the prefix and the suffix and the frequency of these names that's found throughout these regions through their archaeological surveys, right? Another one here called Midian, Moab, and Edom, the history and archaeology of late Bronze and Iron Age Jordan and Northwest Arabia. Edited by John F.A. Sawyer and David J.A. Klein. This is also deep because it gives you more history about the Shashu peoples, which consisted of Midian, Moab, and Edom, and that region of Northwest Arabia, where YHWH came from. Another reference here, who were the early Israelites and where did they come from? William G. Dever. Personal names in the Samaria, Papri, by Frank Moore Cross. All right. Who were the Shashu? I'm not going to read any of this because I want to save some time, but you can go back and research it. This is one of the reliefs that was found that gives you the W sound, SW, which is a sprouting plant, the SA, which would mean the land, Ta, and it gives you the chit that's here, which is the W sound or U, the Y sound, which is like a rope that's twisted, the bait or the house sound, which gives you the head sound in the Nebuchadnezzar, and the double reeds, which gives you the Y sound, which reads, it says, the Shashu of the land of Yahoo.
Wow, that's awesome.
And then when you go into the actual article that I wanted to read for y'all here, it'll tell you where this area was at. Now, it'll tell you the time period too, because it lines up with the Exodus account. It's deep.
Yeah.
But I'll get into that another time. That's just a sidebar. Let's get into the lesson.
You just showed us the Egyptian relief?
Yes, that was an Egyptian relief, right? So YHWH was there during the time period of Melchizedek III, which is during the 14th BCE, around that time period. So YHWH was there, and the evidence is that he existed, and the Shashu people was there. But remember, the Israelites was not a real nation at that time, so they would not have been identified as a distinct and separate people. The Egyptians would have saw them as an amalgamation of several Shashu people that's on the fringes of society. It's deep.
Yeah, it is.
It's deep.
But that's why they wrote all of this as well in those pyramids.
They wrote all throughout Egypt speaking about these various peoples, but again, we also have reliefs of Israel, like the Berlin pedestal relief, which is the earliest relief that you see the name Israel in a cartouche. It's deep. There's a lot of evidence of Israel. The only one might say that Israel, YHWH, is something new that came on the scene, somebody made up. Concrete data for that, yes.
We have everybody to hold their questions till we
to the end? Okay. All right. So let's move forward. All right. The messenger of YHWH and his army renders judgment against the gods of Egypt for allowing Pharaoh, a god himself, on the living throne of Heru, to oppress the Israelites. This violates some kind of divine law. There was something that violated that allowed YHWH to go and violate the Egyptians. Okay? Exodus 12 and 12, you can go and check that out there, as well as Exodus chapter 7, verse 10 to 12, all right? But look, the messenger of YHWH and his army, they rendered judgment. It's a war, it's a battle. Go to Exodus 12 and 12 real quick.
For I will pass through the land of Egypt that night, and I will strike all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. And on all the gods of the Egyptians I will execute judgment.
All the gods I'm going to execute judgment, and Pharaoh was considered a god king. He was considered a living god in the flesh.
I am YHWH.
There you go. All right, Exodus 7, 10 to 12. I ain't going to read that, but pretty much that's talking about the snake battle. You know, when the priests, they threw down their staffs, they turned to snakes. Aaron threw his down as well, and his snake ate the other snakes. That's showing you what's going up in this realm here. It's deep. The Elohim of the powers of Egypt, trying to show their might and strength, but there's one that's greater than them. It's deep. It's deep. Guys, we're moving. Moses sings a significant song of praise and the elevation of supremacy of YHWH for his victory against the gods or over the gods of Egypt and Pharaoh. He reveals the abode of YHWH and declares him to be a man of war. Some people may say, oh, that's just figurative language. But we see YHWH manifesting as a man. Now, if we didn't see that, I would say, oh, that's all figurative. But no, YHWH shows up as a man. Exodus 15, 1 and 3, real quick.
Then Moses and the people of Israel sang the song to YHWH, saying, I will sing to YHWH, for he has triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider he has thrown into the sea. YHWH is my strength and my song, and he has become my salvation. This is my Elohim, and I will praise him. My father's Elohim, and I will exalt him. The Elohim, YHWH is a man of war.
Is a what?
Man of war.
Is a god of war.
Man of war.
Deep.
YHWH is his name.
It's his name. Go to verse 6.
Your right hand, O YHWH, glorious in power.
Right hand is glorious in power. Deep. Keep going.
Your right hand, O YHWH, shatters the enemy.
The right hand shatters the enemy. Keep going.
In the greatness of your majesty, you overthrow your adversity.
Okay.
Your adversary.
What verse is that?
7.
All right, go to 11. Listen to this.
Who is like you, O YHWH?
Who is like you?
Among the gods.
Wait, among the gods? Who is like you among the other? Wait, what's that word there for gods then? Maybe it might say something else. Maybe it might say men, people, idols. What does it say there? It says what? What's that word there? Yeah. Anybody can get that. What's that? Who is like you among the... Now that word there that's used by Elim, we also see a similar word Elim in the Ugaritic text, which is in reference to the divine council. Who is like you amongst the divine council? That was verse 11. What's 12 say?
You stretched out your right hand.
Your right hand. Listen to this term. Right hand, right hand, right hand. Keep going.
The earth swallowed them. You have led in your steadfast love the people who you have redeemed.
What verse you at?
It's 13. You have guided them by your strength to your holy abode.
Okay. Wait. You guide them by your strength to where?
Your holy abode.
Where was Moses at when he was saying this? He was approaching there. It's deep. Keep going.
The peoples have heard, they tremble. Pangs have seized the inhabitants of Philistia. Now are the chiefs of Edom dismayed. Trembling seizes the leaders of Moab. All the inhabitants of Canaan have melted away.
Oh, so they're hearing this thing. Keep going.
Terror and dread fall upon them because of the greatness of your arm.
Wait, your hand and your arm. Keep going, that's deep.
They are still as a stone till your people, O YHWH, pass by. Till the people pass by whom you have purchased. You will bring them in and plant them on your own mountain.
Wait, bring them in and plant them on your own mountain. Keep going.
The place, O YHWH, which you have made for your abode. The sanctuary, O master, which your hands have established. YHWH will reign forever and ever.
Okay, so now he's moving his location to Canaan, somewhere in Canaan. This is deep. That's why they had to take the tabernacle with them. That's YHWH moving with the people. And when they get situated and get settled, then he sets up shop on a mountain somewhere and watches over them. It's deep. It's deep. If you can follow the language, it's deep. Let's move forward. Moses returns to Midian. This is after chapter 15. We get 18. He tells Jethro what occurred. Jethro acknowledges that what?
YHWH is the most high.
Is the highest. Hagadol. He's the great power. Go ahead, among the other deities in Midian, and gives them an offering. Exodus chapter 18, verse 1 and verses 8 to 12. This is deep because, mind you, YHWH was just one of many deities that they were worshiping. And remember, the messenger said to Moshe that when I do this thing, bring you out, it's going to be a sign. And once that sign happens, now you got to serve the divine council, Moses. That's deep. So Jethro knew about this. Moses told him these things. It was a sign to confirm to Jethro that, oh, this is the great power. This is what we should be worshiping. And then he sacrifices, and nothing happens to him. He doesn't die. Because at this point, he's not really considered a Gentile, because he's a Hebrew. Most High's putting the Hebrews back in order because they was all disjointed and out of whack and didn't know who was who. It's deep. Moshe has an encounter with the divine council represented by YHWH. Moses has an encounter with the divine council. That's deep. Exodus chapter 19, verse 1.
On the third new moon, after the people of Israel had gone out of the land of Egypt, on that day they came into the wilderness of Sinai.
Okay.
They set out from Rephidim and came into the wilderness of Sinai, and they encamped in the wilderness. There Israel encamped before the mountain, while Moses went up to Elohim.
Wait, Moses went up to who?
Elohim.
Does it say Ha Elohim there? So they going to the mountain to where the divine council is at. Let's see. Exodus 19. It says Ha Elohim. Uh-oh, keep going. So now Moses, we got you out. We got your people out. Now you got to serve us. Could be one of the reasons why Moses could go in the promised land, but that's another story. You get into it another time.
YHWH called to him out of the mountain, saying, thus you shall say to the house of Jacob, and tell the people of Israel, you yourselves have seen what I did to the Egyptians, and how I bore you on the eagle's wings, and brought you to myself. Okay, and I brought you to myself. So he assisted them in Egypt and brought them right there to the mountain to where he's at. What verse is that? I don't have a 4. Okay, go to 6. And you shall be to me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words that you shall speak to the people of Israel. Okay, that's verse 6. Okay, let's jump to 10 to 11. YHWH said to Moses, go to the people and consecrate them today and tomorrow. This is deep. And consecrate them, go ahead. And let them wash their garments. And be ready for the third day. For on the third day, YHWH will come down. Wait. On the third day, what's going to happen? YHWH will come down on the Mount Sinai. He's going to come down from the mountain or come down onto the mountain? This is deep. Come down on Mount Sinai. So wait. This is where they convene. I keep telling y'all that. And the top of the mountain is where the deities convene. So they come from wherever they at to come to the mountaintop in order to interface with man. It's deep. And that's their mountain there. Keep going. On Mount Sinai in the sight of all the people. And you shall set limits for the people all around, saying, take care not to go up into the mountain or touch the edge of it. This is deep. Now, Moses kind of disrespected that region by striking a rock. He was only supposed to speak to the rock. He struck it, and he disrespected the mountain. Where the council is at, and YHWH is coming down. Now he was in permanent servitude to the powers that was there. It's deep. Keep going. Whoever touches the mountain shall be put to death. Whoever touches it, you're going to die. No hand shall touch him, and he shall be stoned or shot. But Moses struck the rock. He should have been stoned or what? Shot. With an arrow. He should have been killed. But we said, okay, we're not going to kill you. We're going to let you live, come to the top of the mountain, and even see the promised land, but you ain't going nowhere. Right. What verse you at? This is 13. No, go to 17. Then Moses brought the people out of the camp to meet Elohim. To meet who? Elohim. Deep, keep going. And they took their stand at the foot of the mountain. Now Mount Sinai was wrapped in smoke because YHWH had descended on it in a fire. Wait, so YHWH is coming down to the mountain. And they're going to meet that Ha Elohim. The people are going to actually meet this. This is deep. Keep going. The smoke of it went up like the smoke of a kiln, and the whole mountain trembled greatly. All right, let's go. Let's go to the next. I'm just laying it out, right? YHWH tells Moses about the messenger he will send to instruct the children of Israel and fight on their behalf. And also, we get a revelation of the Achilles heel of YHWH and Israel is revealed. What time is this? Somebody give me a time check. 4:13. 4:13. All right. Let me rush this up. Right, keep going. Read Exodus chapter 23 and 20. Behold, I send a messenger before you to guard you on the way and to bring you to the place that I have prepared. Slow down. So he says, I'm going to send a messenger. YHWH said, I'm going to send a messenger, right? Keep going. Pay careful attention to him and obey his voice. Do not rebel against him, for he will not pardon your transgression. Whoa. For my name is ignorant. Slow down. Don't rebel against him. He's not going to pardon your transgressions if you rebel against him.
and my name is in him. So wait, so the messenger is the same as YHWH? And somebody speaking in third person about themselves? This is deep. This is deep. My character, my essence is going to be in him. Okay, what verse you at?
That was 21.
Keep going.
But if you carefully obey his voice.
Wait, obey his voice sounds interesting because remember, it talks about the prophet that's going to be raised up and he's going to speak these words. You got to obey his voice, and if you don't, okay, keep going.
And do all that I say, then I will be an enemy to your enemies and an adversary to your adversaries.
What verse is that?
That was 22.
Keep going.
When my messenger goes before you and brings you to the Amorites and to the Hittites and to the Perizzites and to the Canaanites and the Hivites and the Jebusites, and I blot them out, you shall not bow down to their gods, nor serve them.
Wait, so when this messenger goes out, drives all of these inhabitants out, you're not supposed to go and bow down and serve their what?
Their God.
That's deep. Keep going.
Nor do as they do, but you shall utterly overthrow them and break their pillars in pieces. You shall serve YHWH, your Elohim.
Wait, you should only serve who?
YHWH, your Elohim.
And that would also consist of bowing as well, right? Prostrating as well, right? You only do that to YHWH, right? What verse you at?
25.
Okay, that's the end of 25?
No, that's the middle.
Finish it.
And he will bless your bread and your water, and I will take sickness away from you, from among your people.
He will bless? The messenger is going to bless you on behalf of YHWH? Is that what it's saying? Yeah. Who's this messenger character? Is he YHWH? Is he part of YHWH? Does he represent YHWH? What's going on here? Steve? Go to verse 27.
I will send my terror before you and will throw into confusion all the people against whom you shall come.
That's verse 27?
Yes.
Okay.
And I will make all your enemies turn their backs to you.
Verse 30?
Little by little I will drive them out from before you until you have increased and possessed the land.
Okay, and verse 32 to 33.
You shall make no covenant with them and their gods.
Wait, make no covenant with them, the inhabitants of the land, and their powers. Keep going.
They shall not dwell in your land.
They shall not live in your land.
Lest they make you sin against me.
Unless they make you what?
Sin against me. For if you serve their gods.
Wait, for if you serve them,
it will surely be a snare to you.
It's going to be a snare to you. Because now you're going to bind yourself to the disobedient or violating the contract, and now YHWH has to now succeed to the contract terms and conditions, which means you got to get kicked out. He swore and binded himself to the own divine laws that's already been established in this region. This is deep. So the Achilles heel, the only way that the Israelites can be kicked out or be cursed or have consequences for their actions is if they serve the other deities, follow customs of the nations, and in doing so, you're violating the contract that you have with YHWH. That's the only way. And that's the only way you can lose any power and authority. If the people in the secular realm get you to disobey the Most High. Yes. You can only give up your power. They can't take it from you. Yes. Okay? YHWH shows Moses his sanctuary in the heavenly realm. Remember, they're on a mountain. He's coming down on a mountain, and all these other 10,000 are there with him. The high Elohim is there as well. The council is there while all this is going on. He takes Moses up to the mountain and shows Moses his sanctuary, where he dwells, and tells Moses to replicate it as the Ark of the Covenant. That's deep. Go to Exodus 25, 8 to 9.
And let them make me a sanctuary that I may dwell in their midst.
So wait, so now in order for a portion of me to dwell where you're at, you got to replicate what's up here, because that's the only way that I can come and be amongst you. I have to feel at home. That's deep. Yeah?
Exactly as I showed you concerning the pattern.
Wait, exactly as what I'm showing you. It didn't say vision. He's on the mountain. He's seeing this. You see that, Moses? I want you to make that same thing down here so I can dwell amongst you. And verse 40.
And see that you make them after the pattern for them, which is being shown to you on the mountain.
So he has a sanctuary on the mountaintop, a tabernacle. That YHWH he's chilling. You can see, like, oh, there's him right there. Okay, you want to make the same thing. He told him exactly all the measurements. gotta make it just like how you're seeing it up here. Because if you don't, then I can't dwell with y'all. I gotta feel at home while I'm moving with y'all. So I can protect you, give you guidance, provisions. Okay, I'm rushing through. Now, we almost done. I think I'm gonna stop next 2-3 slides and then put the rest in part 3. So Joshua is instructed by YHWH after Moses' death and then encounters who?
The messenger
The messenger what?
of God.
Of YHWH, the man of war, as declared to Moshe by YHWH. This is deep. Most High says, I'm going to go before you, and I'm going to send that messenger. He's going to do all of these things to drive the people out before you. Go to Joshua chapter 1, verse 1.
After the death of Moses, the servant of YHWH, YHWH says to Joshua,
What?
the son of Nun, Moses' assistant, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, you and all this people.
So wait, who's saying this?
YHWH.
YHWH saying this, right? Keep going.
Into the land that I am giving to them, to the people of Israel. Every place that the sole of your foot will tread upon I have given to you, just as I promised to Moses. From the wilderness, this Lebanon, as far as the great river, the river of Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, to the great sea, toward the going down of the sun, shall be your territory. No man shall be able to stand before you all the days of your life.
What verse is that?
5.
Keep going.
Just as I was with Moses,
Wait. Just as I was with Moses. But I thought it was just the messenger of YHWH that was with Moses. And then with the people as they moved to and fro. Are they the same?
No.
Somebody saying no, but keep going.
So I will be with you. I will not leave you or forsake you. Be strong and courageous, for you shall cause this people to inherit the land that I swore to their fathers to give them.
Slow down. Let's go to chapter 5, verse 13. So now we get context. Is YHWH speaking directly to him, saying that I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to give you this. But then we go to chapter 5, verse 13. It says what?
When Joshua was by Jericho.
Wait, Joshua was by Jericho. That means they didn't go into Jericho yet. They had just circumcised the soldiers, and they crossed over, was about to go into Jericho. But wait, what happens?
He lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, a man was standing before him with his drawn sword.
Who was before?
A man.
A man? A man? Watch this. Keep going.
With his drawn sword in his hand. And Joshua went to him and said to him, are you for us or are you for our adversary?
Slow down. So what's Joshua about to get it in? Yo, are you with us or against us? I need to know right now, right? Before this goes down.
Yeah.
Remember, because, verse in chapter 1, it said, be strong, bold, and courageous. So you might have had some fear looking at this, but he said, look, if we got to fight this thing, we're going to do it. Because he was one of the spies that, remember, went into the land, saw the giants and said, yo, we can still beat them. This guy got a heart of gold, man. Keep going.
And he said, no, but I am the commander of the army of YHWH.
Slow down. He says, no, but I am the who?
Commander.
The captain, the commander, the chief of the army of who?
YHWH.
Keep going.
Now I have come. And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and worshiped.
Wait, slow down. Stop. Hold on. I thought they were told to only worship YHWH. So this man that's appearing, saying, I'm the commander of the army of YHWH. I'm going to be on your side, not your enemy. And the first thing Joshua does, mind you, Joshua's keeping the statute of commandments.
Right.
He bows down and worships. Wait. Are you supposed to worship an angel? A messenger? What'd you say?
They didn't say he worshiped him, he just said he worshiped. He can still be worshiping the Most High for bringing these commandments.
Let's read this in context. That's a good point. Let's see what's going on here then. Let me see it real quick. Let me move forward. Joshua, because now we're going to see who this entity is. Because if this entity really is YHWH, then it makes sense for him to bow down before this entity and worship. But I know sometimes we'll encounter things like this and be like, well, it really can't say that. Maybe it means something else. But what happened to this time? Okay. 5 and 13. Let me grab it real quick. All right, so it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho, he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, a man stood opposite of them with a sword drawn in his hand, and went to Joshua, and Joshua said, are you with us, or are you for our adversaries? The scroll. No, and he said, I'm the army of the commander of the army of Yahweh, YHWH, and now I've come, and Joshua fell to his face to the earth. Now watch this. We're going to look up that word worship, because you got a conjunction there, means these two actions are being done together. And it shows you the direct object of where it's going towards. So it says, Yehoshua el Panav Arsa Yistahu. So it says, and then Joshua on his face to the earth, he bowed his face. And now that root word there for shachar is to mean to worship, to prostrate, to give honor to and homage to, and it's in the direction of this entity that's there. So if you want to say, and I'm not saying you right or wrong to say, well, maybe he's worshiping the Most High, but he's also bound before this power that's there. It's interesting because people that believe the New Testament will say, we have places where messengers will say, oh, don't bow to me. Don't bow before me. I'm not YHWH. Only bow down and worship YHWH. But this is interesting because remember, Most High says, my name is in the messenger.
Right.
And he's the one that's going to drive everything out before you.
Well, then that's what
But Moshe, I'm also going to be with you. And I'm going to be with the people. But you just got to understand, see, when you understand who the messenger is, then you understand ain't no problem with what's going on. Right. But when you don't understand who the messenger is, it makes it very difficult. What verse will we at? 14? Read 15.
And the commander said,
wait, I'm sorry. Let's finish reading 14. Okay. So he bowed down and worshipped.
And said to him, what does my master say to...
Slow down. Wait. So he's talking to this commander-in-chief and says, what does my master, talking to this commander, that's his master. Keep going.
Say to his servant. And the commander of YHWH's army said to Joshua,
listen,
take off your sandals.
Wait, hold on. Remember Moses encountering the messenger in the fire, and YHWH saw it, and Elohim called for him from out the fire? And said, wait, take your sandals off. You're on holy ground. Was Moses before the Most High when he was there with the burning bush? Yes or no? Yes or no? Was Yah speaking to him? Yes. He took off his sandals, he put himself down. Now this commander is telling him to do the same thing. Where else do you see this happen at? Where an angel comes to somebody, a messenger, and tell him take your shoes off. Because where I'm at is holy ground. Does anybody know any other reference in the Bible where something like this takes place? That happened with Moshe and that happened with Joshua. Thank you. No more, nowhere else is this. So something is peculiar and distinct about this commander-in-chief of the host of the army of YHWH. Could this be YHWH himself?
Yes.
And if so, how could that be YHWH there and El still be reigning in his sanctuary?
Because he can do all things.
We could say he can do all things, but the text tells you. It tells you what is going on here. But I gotta wrap it up because people are hungry. We gotta eat. I smell the food. I'm hungry myself. Where verse we at?
15.
All right. So look, I'm gonna end it right here in a part of Judges. I'm not gonna be able to get into David today, but let's wrap it up in Judges. It's only 2 slides and we're done. All right. The people under Joshua's rule proclaimed that YHWH. Oh wait. I'm sorry. Where am I? Joshua. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I don't know why I got Judges chapter. It's supposed to be Judges chapter 2, but the people under Joshua's rule proclaimed that YHWH is the one who directly led them out of Egypt and drove the inhabitants of Canaan out before them. So the people are saying, and I think that's right, that it was Joshua, so it would be Joshua 24, not Judges. Read Joshua 24, verse 17. The people are saying it was Yah who drove these things out, not the messenger of Yah. It was actually Yah himself. Well, people say, well, the messenger did it and Yah got the credit. Or maybe the messenger is Yah. Maybe that's the case. Could be him. And then that messenger or Yah turns into a man and talks to people and eats food. And then has to convene with 2 other individuals. This is deep, man. But see, the problem is we have so much dogma, we don't see it from the perspective of the ancient Near East. We see it from our contemporary perspective today, which is thousands of years removed to how they saw it back then. I take what I think and how I believe and I throw it out and say, look, let me look at this from the perspective of these people, from the language, from the archaeology, from the customs, the culture, and then when you do it like that, there's no hang-ups. You accept it for what it is. Read Joshua chapter 24.
Verse 17.
For
it is YHWH.
Wait, for it is YHWH, not his messenger.
Our Elohim, who brought us and our fathers up from the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery, and who did those great signs in our sight.
Wait, who did it? YHWH. Yep. But then YHWH is saying the messenger going, he's going to do it. But then it's YHWH doing it. It's deep. Moses said something about a hand and an arm. We're going to get into that. Part 3. They keep that hand and arm thing in. It's deep. Because you know, remember El is in the sides of the north. We see it in Isaiah chapter 14, where the Babylonian king said that I would make my sanctuary in the sides of the north. Remember I went into the Ugaritic text and said that YHWH, El, the chief deity, he's in the north. So in order to defy that region in which Babylon was conquering, you have to give an idiom of declaration and power and victory prophetically saying, I'm going to set my abode all the way up to the side of the north where the Most High power is. And then I will be over that deity, and then all y'all will be subject to me. That's the pride and hubris of the Babylonian king. But here we see this very distinctly. The people, they know what's going on. They said, no, it was YHWH that did all of this. Y'all saying it's the messenger, but it's actually YHWH. What verse you at?
17.
Okay, finish that to 18.
Out of the house of slavery, and who did these great signs in our sight and preserved us in all the ways that we went, and among all the peoples through which we passed. And YHWH drove out before us all the peoples.
I thought it was the angel that did it. Keep going.
The Amorites who lived in the land, therefore we also will serve YHWH, for he is our Elohim.
So they drove the Amorites. Remember that we went into Abraham and El Shaddai said, listen, I got to deal violently with these people, but we're going to give them some time until they sin is full, and then we're going to go and judge them. The people acknowledge that. They know. They went to war. They fought. They did all this stuff. This is deep. But it's clear if you take off your old lens and put this lens on based on what they're looking at. Because the Israelites did not subdue the Amorites, the messenger of YHWH rebukes them. So now we get the messenger again. Wait, so it's Yahweh, YHWH, then it's the messenger of YHWH, but they're saying they're doing the same thing together. And sometimes the messenger talks as if he is Yahweh. This is deep. Maybe he is Yahweh. Maybe it just took some time for things to be revealed to people over time to see these things.
Isn't it the messengers are heavenly hosts for Yah? Like they're hosting his spirit, like in their vessel. He speaks through them.
You can say it like that until you read it where he's the one taking the credit. See, I can see if you're a messenger, because there's messengers all throughout the text. You know, you have Michael, the messengers that pair the people and give the credit to YHWH. They ain't say they're doing anything. Even when they're doing something on behalf of the Most High, they're not giving themselves the credit for doing it. Are you following what I'm saying? They're pointing to the source. But now this messenger is saying that he is the source. I'm the source. YHWH said my character, my name, my essence is going to be in this messenger. So that messenger is me. But the reason why I got to set it up this way because I'm trying to show you there's really El, who's the one that's working everything. See, people are missing this. YHWH was just the way that El execute his judgment. There was a vessel that he used, a name that he used to do his business.
That's the physical form.
They missing that. Read Judges 1:34. I promise I'm almost done.
Judges 1:34?
Yeah, Judges chapter 1, verse 34 to 36.
The Amorites pressed the people of Dan back into the hill country.
So now in Judges 1, you have a lot of the tribes that are fighting and winning the battle, like Judah and them, but then you have other tribes that's losing the battle. And one of them, keep going, the Amorites is pushing them back, keep going.
For they did not allow them to come down to the plain. The Amorites persisted in dwelling in Mount Heriz, in Ajalon, and in Sha'albim.
Because remember, they were supposed to kill all these Amorites. But the Amorites is fighting back. How is this the case? How is the Amorites winning against them? I thought the messenger, the angel of this power was going to be with us, man. We losing. Keep going.
But the hand of the house of Joseph rested heavily on them. And they became subject to forced labor.
Ooh. Wait, sound like something was going on in Mizraim, right? Keep going.
And the border of the Amorites ran from the ascent of Akrabium from Selah and upward. Selah and upward.
Go to chapter 2, verse 1. So now they're fighting against Amorites. Amorites is winning, overpowering them, subjugating them. So now somebody gets mad. This is deep. Judges chapter 2, verse 1. What does it say?
Now the messenger of YHWH went up.
The messenger of YHWH went up
from Gilgal to Bethel, and he said, I brought you up from Egypt.
Wait, no. YHWH brought them up from Egypt.
The messenger of y'all.
He's saying he did it. He's taking the credit. Keep going.
And brought you up into the land that I swore to give to your fathers.
Wait. The land that I swore to give to your fathers? The messenger did that? That's deep. Keep going.
I said I will never break my covenant with you.
Wait, so the messenger is saying that I will never break my covenant with you? Keep going.
And you shall make no covenant with the inhabitants of this land. You shall break down their altars, but you have not obeyed my voice. What is this that you have done? So now I say, I will not drive them from out before you, but they shall become thorns in your sides, and their God shall be a snare to you.
So wait, so that means even though they was fighting, they were breaking the covenant. That's why they wasn't able to win. Keep going.
As soon as the messenger of as soon as the messenger of YHWH spoke these words to all the people of Israel, the people lifted up their voices and wept. And they came and they called the name of that place Bakim, and they sacrificed there to YHWH.
So they sacrificed to YHWH. When in Joshua they said it was YHWH, not the messenger of YHWH, that did all of these things, and now the messenger is coming to them and saying that I did this and I did that and I made the covenant, not giving the credit to YHWH. So is this simply just a regular messenger doing this?
Possible.
I mean, I'm just saying. What verse was that you was at?
5.
Perfect. All right. Last slide, and we done. The Torah reveals that the powers in heaven war, and the result reflects on the earth. Man, this is deep. Because remember I was telling you that stuff when we was reading Ugaritic text, and they fighting, they battling, and whoever's winning in the earthly realm is a reflection of what's going on in the heavenly realm. Remember that? Okay, so read Judges chapter 5, verse 19 to 23.
The king came, they fought. Then fought the kings of Canaan at Tanakh by the waters of Megiddo. They got no spoils of silver. From the heaven, the stars fall.
Wait, so kings are fighting the earth, and then from Shemayim, what's going on?
The stars fall.
Wait, stars can't fight. It can't be celestial bodies, right? So who does the stars represent? We're going to see. Keep going.
From their courses, they fought against Sisera.
And they fought against who?
Sisera.
So who was Sisera?
The torrent Kishon's. Oh, wait, hold on. Who is
Sisera? You remember who Sisera is, right? Barak and Deborah was going to fight?
Right.
Okay, and then those kings was fighting in that realm. Keep going.
The torrent Kishon swept them away. The ancient torrent, the torrent Kishon.
What verb you want? I mean verb. What verse you want?
21.
21, okay, go ahead.
March on, my soul, with might. Then loud beat the horse's hoofs with the galloping of his steeds. Curse Meroz, said the messenger of YHWH.
Wait, curse who?
Meroz.
Says who?
The messenger
The
of
messenger of YHWH,
Curse its inhabitants thoroughly.
So wait, so a messenger can pronounce a curse on somebody? That's deep. This is all additional information, because I wasn't taught none of this. Keep going.
Because they did not come to the help of YHWH.
Keep going.
To the help of YHWH against the mighty.
So now there was a cursings going upon a particular region in the north of Palestine, because those people did not come out and fight on behalf of the Israelites. So therefore this messenger is cursing those people. The messenger is doing this. And the messenger of YHWH, is he YHWH? Go to Job 38, verses 4 to 7, so we can see what these stars are, and we can wrap this up. I think we are done. Well, I wanted to get into this, but I guess. Job chapter 38, verse 4 to 7.
Where were you when I laid the foundation of the earth?
Now this is El talking to Job. Keep going.
Tell me if you have understanding. Who determined its measurement? Surely you know. Or who stretched the line upon it? On what were its bases sunk? Or who laid its cornerstone? When the morning stars sang together.
Slow down. When the morning stars did what?
Sang together.
So stars, let's go by.
Yes.
They can? It can be figurative, right?
Right.
But then go on, what's the rest of the information there?
And all the sons of El
shouted for joy.
Yeah.
So these stars is representing the sons of El.
Yeah.
So when we go to Judges, Deborah is saying they fighting up there. And then they can fight against people. And then we get later on Daniel, we see that there's different powers that represent different groups of people and they fight. It's deep. Revelation talking about there's a war in heaven and Michael and his messengers, they fight against Hashatan and they warring up there and somebody get kicked down. They fight up there. Even those fighting on behalf of YHWH, they fighting up there. They fight.
Yeah.
Some people say, yo, that sounds crazy, but I'm just that's what the text said.
Yeah.
I didn't make that up. All right, so I wanted to finish in Judges, but I know it's late. I know y'all want to eat. I wanted to close with this. I thought the other one was us. I wanted to close with this because this ends off our part in Judges. And then we can move forward to David and get into Isaiah and then all the way up into the New Testament. But it's up to y'all, up to Minister Carnes. If you want me to finish this last slide and we can end here, or you want to stop here, eat, and then do this another time.
Finish the last slide.
Finish the last slide. Raise your hands. Finish the last slide. I don't see a lot of hands. People are like, here's the let's eat. All right, so I'll hold off on this. Man, I really wanted to bring this up, but it's fine. I'll stop here. So let me, I'm gonna sum this up and we can pick it up from here, but pretty much Manoah, who's Manoah? Who's he the father of? Who? Samson, right?
Samson, yeah.
He's the father of Samson. This might have an encounter with who?
The messenger.
The messenger of YHWH, who appears as a man, but there's a lot of peculiar things that's here. Like the text says, Manoah's asking him, what's your name? So I can know who to get this credit to. He said, what you mean you asked my name? It's too wonderful for you. So he said, make a sacrifice to YHWH. So they making a sacrifice to YHWH. Then it says, the one who causes wonders looked at them while they're making this sacrifice in the fire. And as the fire goes up, remember the fire's supposed to be going to YHWH. He's caught up in there with the fire. And then they have a revelation that said, we should surely be dead because we have seen Elohim.
Yeah.
You know, when Moses was kicking it with YHWH said, listen, Moses, I cannot reveal my whole self to you because if you see me, you're going to die. So I'm going to cover myself, put you in the cup of the rocks, walk by, and you can see my hindsight. You can't see me.
Right.
But the messenger was there. And then when they encountered the messenger, so the messenger comes up because his name was too wonderful, the one who works wonders. And when you go to Psalm 72 and 18, it talks about the only one who can work wonders is YHWH. That's deep. He goes up in the flames, and this messenger appeared as a man. They kept saying, the man, the man, the man. Now all of a sudden we got a situation where they said, we should be dead because we have seen Elohim. You know, the same Elohim that called out to Moshe from the burning bush, the same Elohim that we call the great power of Israel. They just had an encounter with him face to face and they lived. That's deep. So is the messenger really YHWH? Is he not really YHWH? Is he an extension of El? And El's using his arm and his hand and he's moving things around like this while he's back here. And people seeing the hand, it's like a puppet on it. Some kind of image that looks like a man, sometimes an angel. And it's really being controlled by El. And El is doing this because in the end, he's going to reveal that it is him that's causing the salvation to come upon Israel. It's deep. And we're going to get into that when we do part 3. So thank y'all for part 2. Hope y'all enjoyed that. And to be continued. Shalom.